Welcome to Squatch-D TV, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatch-D TV. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, everybody. Yes, it's time for another rousing round of Squatch-D TV. For today's date, February 20th, 2026, I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch Detective Steve Kulls, with the man, the co-host with the most, right down there, Mr. Chris Bennett. What's up, Chris?
Hey, man, it's good to see you. I hope everything's going well for you in New York. We've had some really lovely weather here in Kentucky. I mean, it's been... I've been wanting to get out there in the woods a little bit early, but I'm going to go ahead and wait. But
So,
I
got to throw this out here because my good friend that I met in Hocking Hills, Sarah, who was going through all those medical issues with the big C word there. Well, she's in chat tonight. She's doing very good, man. All the prayers have been working.
Deal.
Her numbers are better. And we're all rooting for you there, Sarah. We love you.
Hang in there, Sarah.
And say hi to Blue. Give Blue a pat on the head for me. And, of course, give your husband a good slap on the back for me. So.
Not a kiss? No.
Nah. So, but yeah, brave warrior right there, Sarah. You're doing a great job.
Hang in there, Sarah. You're doing good.
And you know what? She goes on all kinds of adventures every week, so that keeps the spirit alive.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, that's part of happiness right there,
right.
Man. You have a happy life. You're always planning to do something. That's the thing.
Me? I never know when I'm planning.
Oh, man.
But, so we got a very interesting show tonight. Got a little bit of a surprise to launch.
Yeah. And I don't know nothing about it. That kind of bugs me a little bit, but okay. I'll find out with you guys same time.
Yeah. So in the Chris and I always talk before the show where we were winding things up here and making sure the levels are good. And Chris is going, hey man, what's the secret? No, I'm not telling you.
Dog. Keeping me in the dark. That's all right. Yeah, everybody else is too. So I'm with the audience tonight. We are on the same page, guys. Hang in there.
Let's do a chat roll call. We haven't done one in a bit, so let's go ahead. So first in tonight was Sharon, our good friend from Belgium. Hello, Sharon. Grant Rasha, what's going on? Of course, we got Roy Longley representing the Lurkers. Reverend Quantum Bigfoot. Walter Kroll, what's going on?
Walter.
Western New York Bigfoot, what's happening?
New York, welcome.
And of course, we got Sandra Piper, the Batmom. Tessa, what's going on?
Batmom.
Wandering Lorax. What's going on, my friend? Good talking to you today. Keep your chin up, brother. Everything's good. Southern Sierra Bigfoot. Danny Weeks. What's going on, brother? And of course, the Beatron is in the house as well.
Beatron.
Mick, who can forget the mighty Mick?
Hey, Mick.
Siphon. What's going on? Of course, we also have in the house Sarah, of course. Sarah's there. Sarah Gray, our good friend. Karen Fisher, what's happening? Good to see you, Karen. And now we're getting down the list here. We got DM Zabo. What's up, brother? Good to see you again.
Welcome.
What else? Mike Nation, what's going on? Good to see you as well. And that wraps it up for right now. Who has been involved in the chat? I know we got some lurkers. Of course, I want to do a shout out to my good friend Carl out there with Connecticut Bigfoot Research.
Carl?
He was the one who posted that very nice thing about the Bigfoot, the scientific examination that I had written last year. And I'll tell you what, a lot going on. You know, as far as things are going, there is so much. Like this week, I have juggled more Bigfoot things than you can shake a stick at. And, as you know, some has to do with the History Channel.
Right.
So that'll be, hopefully popping up by our season premieres coming on in September. So, so we're gearing up for those shoots and that fun stuff.
Lots of cool stuff will be coming up for the next season viewing.
Oh, yeah. And I want to make a reminder to some people, right? Of course, now it's not working. There we go. Come on, advance. There we go. I just want to remind people, if you're not signed up for the Squatch Detective report,
right,
make sure you sign up. It's free. What can you get for free? And the next issue comes out in just another 9 days. Right. Unless this is a leap year. If it's the 29th, it's coming out in 10 days.
I don't know. I haven't even looked.
You didn't look that?
And no, it's regular. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh. I think we have an assistant issue there. What happened? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He got his paw caught in something.
Oh, no.
Oh. You all right, buddy?
Oh.
You all right, buddy? Oh, he's very happy that I saved him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
Okay,
we don't like those noises. Oh.
Get back in your chair. I don't know why you're... Get back in your chair. Come on.
Pup in pain.
All right. Chris, take over for one quick second.
Yeah. And Southern Sierra Bigfoot says, so the presidents can confirm aliens, but they can't vouch for Bigfoot. I had seen something about that, an interview. I think it was Barack Obama had done, and he said that there were aliens or something, that the U.S. had proof of aliens or something of that nature. I didn't watch the whole interview, just the clip. And then President, it wasn't President Trump, but President Trump's daughter-in-law, I think, said that President Trump had a speech set up or ready to go about aliens. So, yeah. Don't know what that means. Yeah. Don't know what it means. But, yeah, Sharon, I think he's okay.
Oh, he's fine. He needs his rear paw's nails cut. And he ended up getting his back paw cut near his fur.
If they can't, if they can release information about aliens, why can't they release information about Bigfoot? What's the big deal, right?
So the office assistant right now is enjoying a nice, delicious bacon treat. Oh, and now he's staring at me saying, you got any more?
Yes.
He's like literally sitting in the chair looking at me, smiling at me like, all right, lay down, we're done.
Oh,
this look I
poor
get.
Guy.
Got his poor guy.
Hurt. He got his toe hurt. Man.
He got his toe hurt for a millisecond. I came over, I fixed it. And now he's going to sit there and play it up for all he can.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you keep giving him bacon treats after he hurts himself, he might end up trying to hurt himself more often. That would be terrible.
Hey, I see D-worm in is that our buddy Buttworm? D-worm?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope it is.
Could be. I've been seeing Buttworm in the chat, but D-worm sounds good too. A D-worm does sound better than Buttworm. That's.
Yeah, it's a little pushing the envelope a little bit. Okay, it's not the Buttworm.
No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome anyway. Good to see you.
Welcome, D-worm. Good to have you here. Yeah. So. Getting back to the Squatchdetective report, it's free. It should be coming out, like I said, in a couple of days. Sorry to get off track, folks. Sometimes stuff happens.
Good information. And, you can't hardly get anything for free these days. There's always a cost. And of course, but this is free.
Another shameless plug, you can pick up any one of my 7 books here at Amazon. So make sure you do that if you haven't. Jason Finch, welcome. So I got to do the shameless plugs every week. Come on.
And they're all very good. I think I've got some copies. I've still got to get an author signature in there somewhere. But
I'll probably see you this year. All right. So announcement number one, and of course we talked about it earlier, is that beginning in May, we're going to be doing, it's going to be an 8, I've already have the syllabus done. We're going to do an 8 online session beginning in May for our members.
Good.
There'll be whatever start time, whatever finish time to get through the material.
Right.
And we're going to teach forensic witness interviewing in a very, very technical, deep dive, classroom type of environment. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about is interview techniques, behavior analysis, and memory recall methods.
Very
So
cool.
It's very, very interesting stuff.
Well, is this going to be like how to interview your witness? I don't understand about the memory recall techniques. That's going to be a good one on me.
Yeah, it's funny.
I could use that now.
It's one of the things that there's a difference. See, this is a witness interview, and when you apply what you've learned, it's not an interrogation. You treat a witness differently than you do a suspect.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think when I talk to a witness, I treat them like a suspect. I don't actually treat them like a witness.
No.
Because some of the tells and stuff will come out of a witness regardless.
Right. They're not under a bright light or anything.
Right. And it's a friendly thing, and it's a non-confrontational thing.
Yeah.
Now, if I talk to a known hoaxer, like when we talk with Dyer, it changes tone.
Yeah.
Right. It changes tone a little bit because that's a suspect. But, yeah. So, I don't know if I want to put the surprise out there just yet.
Well, I'm waiting, just like everybody else. So, whenever.
But yeah, so this is going to be an awesome time. And there will be what we're going to do is probably in beginning of April we're going to set up registration for the course.
Mm-hmm.
Because members that want to come in, I want them to register because I want them there for all 8 sessions. If you're there for the entire 8 sessions, if you give me the information during registration, we'll give you a little certificate of completion.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And a special gift.
Oh.
Well, actually, when you register for the class, you're going to get the special gift regardless.
Is it like a bacon chew? That's going to be the surprise?
No, it's actually the course syllabus manual.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is now available at Amazon.
Oh, okay.
There's the surprise, folks.
The forensic witness interviewing. Oh, okay. Cool.
So, yeah, mine is on order. It doesn't come here till Monday. In fact, I didn't even order an author copy. I bought it at full price.
When did this happen?
Last 2 days.
Okay. Yeah.
Clacking away.
I'm going to have a copy of this now.
And
it is available on Amazon. I see. Okay.
Yep, and they're available in softcover and hardcover.
Oh, well, this is cool.
I got my hardcover edition coming. It should be here Monday. So.
Well, is this going to be like a deeper dive into the interview process? What's going on here?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. This is 120 pages of interview.
Okay.
Like it is just as big as the Guide to Investigations.
Yeah.
But this does a deep dive in, like in the investigation book, I cover a little bit about interviewing.
Yeah.
As I do in the Psychology of Bigfoot, which is completely. So my way of thinking was the Psychology of Bigfoot talks about the Bigfoot witness and the real ones, the phony ones, and the misidentified ones and the hoaxers, basically, and talks about their psychology, why they do what they do. And you know, why people believe what they believe. We talk a lot about cognitive dissonance in the Psychology of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
In What Would Sasquatch Do, Volume 2, we talk about the behavior of Bigfoot, right?
Right.
And then, and why they do what they do using primate behavior models. And in the Sasquatch Guide to Investigations, we talk about the A to Z things, and we don't do a deep dive on each internal topic, but it's things that to get the mind stimulated and to, the bare bones minimum at the very least.
Right.
Right. And then this book is a very big deep dive into the interview process, how to conduct an interview, what to say, what not to say, how to draw out that memory, because there are some key questions that will draw a witness's memory out. And it's very.
That's going to be interesting.
It's not really that hard once you learn it, and if you commit it to memory, you get very used to it. And it's tough. It's tough. And I also talk about the differences between a media interview or a podcast interview versus a witness interview, because there is a difference.
Yeah.
That when we have and I've always said that for years, and Chris, you know that when we have a guest on the show, I'm not doing a witness interview. I'm doing a podcast interview.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
yes, I will once in a while look for signs or tells or anything like that, but it's a completely different what we do when we have somebody on for the podcast. It's not to explore, invite, and make them come to these great discoveries within themselves. It's more to draw out the entertainment value of it and give the listeners the information they need.
Right. On the show, we have our media hats on. Off the show, we're going to have our investigative researcher hats on. Yeah.
There will be PowerPoints involved, and there will be there will be a little a group test at the end, right? And Reverend, let's just say this: that in the class, we are going to do mock interviews towards the end, where one person will play the witness, one person will play the interviewer.
And Reverend said it would depend on the start times, because I'm sure he's over in the UK, so I'm not sure.
Right.
What are you looking for?
Then again, don't forget, this is going to be in the members area, and it will stay in the members area. So even if you can't make the particular class or you can always watch it on the flip side. But for the people that are going to be there live, we're going to do registration for the live folks, so we get them the proper material. And
if you're there live, that means Steve can experiment on you.
The special gift is going to be a PDF copy of this book. So people
when did you start this? This is I'm sorry, man, but I've just got to get in here. I've got a million questions about when did you start doing this book? Because this has been, you kept this from me. Dang you. He's kept this a secret from me.
Well, the beginning of last week, I started formulating the class syllabus.
Right.
And then I'm like, I'm going to need a manual.
That led up to this.
So I used the class syllabus to assist in writing the book.
I see. Very good. Very cool. Well, would this also be applicable to like law enforcement training?
It's very similar.
Could be.
It's based on the Wicklander-Zalowski method of interrogation and interview, and this is more for the interview part.
So we could leave out the Bigfoot part of it and have a witness, somebody that was a witness to a crime rather than a Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, this is applicable. I mean, we frame it in Bigfoot terms in the book, like when there's a lot of examples of exchanges in the book that talk about, Bigfoot sightings, what to say, what not to say.
Right.
So it's referenced towards the Bigfoot, but you can apply it towards the paranormal. You can apply it towards crime. You can apply it towards a lot of things.
Yeah.
And what you realize is very quickly, what you learn very quickly is that it's so easy to contaminate a witness's recollection.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to ask leading questions. Yeah, you could.
Just part of it. And the other thing is, as well, that works into the memory recall thing. There are certain questions you can ask that will make a person think, and it will suddenly, there it is. Oh,
Right.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, like during your sighting, did you smell anything that seemed odd to you?
Yeah. I would tone that question down. You know,
Smell anything out of the ordinary?
I would tone that down. What? Oh, how about this? Did you smell any odors?
Mm-hmm.
Just plain and simple. Because when you start adding adjectives like strange or odd, then that goes to work in their memory recall. So then they label it as an odd smell, or they label it as a strange smell. See, and that you're imprinting your own processes onto their recall.
Well, yes, but that rotting body and garbage odor is something that's odd.
Right. But if you ask them, it's kind of a leading question. Well, what did you smell? Well, you know, I smelled
Did you
kind of
smell
like
anything?
I smelled kind of like a skunky smell. Okay. You're not going to confirm. You're not going to deny. You're just going to move on to the next question. But those are types of questions, sensory questions, are the type of questions that evoke memory recall. And
Carl said he's ordering one now. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Carl. The other big kick of that as well is if they're lying and you ask memory recall questions, you're going to get some very inconsistent answers. But your job is not to confront that. You may turn around and re-question them in a very neutral tone as to what it is. And the reason why you want to keep a neutral tone is witnesses bury themselves.
Yeah.
When they're lying, they bury themselves. If they've misidentified something, that will come out too.
Yeah. Danny says, "Can I give the hoax version?" Yeah. Yeah. Once they start getting creative with their encounter, that's. I know there was one. There was one. I can remember this. I can recall Steve asking this one guy. He saw this creature supposedly standing in a grassy field. And then he was describing its toes. You know, wait a minute. How's he going to see his toes if it's standing in grass? You know, that doesn't make sense.
I remember this guy very clearly, and I even know where he was from. I don't remember his name because it was a number of years ago.
Yeah.
But you know, when there's a lot of different, and we'll talk about that. It's laid out in the book, and it's going to be laid out in the classes as well. But there are different sections that when you interview somebody, there is a portion, you know, that you just let them talk and you don't say a word. You don't interrupt them, you know. And we've done that on the podcast, right? But then again, like I said, there's a difference between a podcast interview and a witness interview. In a real witness interview, you don't say nothing. You just let them talk and tell their story from the beginning to end.
Yeah.
And then there's another little trick down the road we do towards the end, which will help firm up whether or not this is true or not.
I don't think Steve uses a hose pipe on anybody there, Rev.
But for example, I'll give you a good example. So I talked to this guy and he says, well, you know, I have seen a Bigfoot and it was standing in a field and okay. So tell me about it. Well, I was out taking a walk and I decided to have a little picnic lunch by myself. Now, mind you, I had spoken to this guy earlier, and that's when we talk about, you know, baseline. And we've talked about that on the show before as baseline. Mm. And he's telling me, you know, about his background, where he lives, how he lives, recently divorced, alone. You know, seems like a lonely guy. Let's, you know, do a talk. And the big stressor there is recently divorced. And of course, you always keep that in the back of your mind that it may be a trigger. So he tells me about the Bigfoot that was standing in the field. And, you know, he's describing it head to toe in very, very deep detail. So I asked him, and when he got done, I said, well, can you describe, because he had the feet for me. And he tells me, can you describe the eyes for me? Can you describe the hands for me? Can you describe the body for me? And then you switch. Can you describe the environment for me? I mean, say you were in a field. What was there? Well, it was very tall grass. Well, if it was very tall grass, how did he get such detail about the feet when he was about 30 feet away from it?
Yeah.
Right.
Problem. Yeah.
Right. Problem right there. So at the end of it, I thanked him. Have a great day. If I need any more questions, I'll be in touch. Gone.
And Mick did want to know.
Now, you understand that he may have thought he had seen an actual Bigfoot.
Right.
No, Mick. No. Remember, this is all about non-confrontational, and people don't know this. Like you hear me on the podcast, and if I interview a hoaxer, I can be confrontational. Different type of interview because I know they're a hoaxer. But when you talk to a witness, completely different scenario. Now, like I said, there's a difference between a podcast and because we have 2 hours to talk to this person and get out as much detail as possible. So that's why we're hitting them with questions all the time and stopping them and asking them to clarify. In a real witness interview, you're not doing the clarifications until the end. And the first things you start to clarify are the variables, what doesn't make sense, like the feet. Now, did I do it with this guy? No, because I backed off. I knew this guy was hurting. But if I was talking to a regular witness, it would have been a question like, well, earlier you had told me that you had seen the feet, but yet it was in tall grass. Can you explain to me, understand better how you were able to observe the feet? Right. That would have been a good follow-up question. Yeah. Of course, mind you, I'm much more refined than I was 15, 17 years ago when this guy came to me. Because that's how long ago it was. It was in the probably mid-2000s at least.
Yeah.
2004, 2003, 2005, somewhere in there.
It's been a long time.
Right. And, later on, he had called me and he said he'd seen another Bigfoot. He was on a Greyhound bus. I didn't even want to ask, why were you on a Greyhound bus? You're taking a trip to Fenway. No, for all our New Englanders out there.
That's that's an odd travel choice.
But anyway, he said he saw one in the field. He didn't say anything to anybody. Nobody else saw it. He saw it. And I said, I asked him, well, how long was your sighting for? And he said like 45 seconds. But if you drive by a field that going 30 miles an hour, even 25 miles an hour, your sighting is going to be no more than 15 seconds. But you're going,
yeah.
Especially in your limited field of view, as the bus pulls.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to determine anything from a sighting while you're moving.
Danny says it was the short Greyhound bus. It was a short bus. And what it is it comes down to, and we've talked about this too in the psychology of Bigfoot, that, and it's a great companion to the psychology of Bigfoot, because when you learn how to do an interview, then when you're done with the interview, you can turn around and read the psychology of Bigfoot and figure out where they fall into that category.
Yeah. Well, see, that much detail would be a red flag to me, because, if you see one like close enough to, get some detail, I think that there are going to be certain features of that anatomy that stick with you so much, you're not going to be concentrating on anything else.
I mean, exactly. And here's the thing about the class and the book is that even if you're just an enthusiast of the mystery, you all watch podcasts, you all interact in the chat, you all, you can get in somebody else's podcast and ask that great question to elicit a recall memory, to elicit maybe a divergent memory that doesn't seem to match with anything else. So it's a great book to read. It's a great, knowledge is power. I love knowledge. I mean, I like reading stuff about I have nothing to do with. You know, I love, I mean, just the other day I got yet another reference book. But as you can see, I'm always into I got a wildlife science book. I got an earth science book. I have a forensic science book behind me. I have, you know, predation manuals and guides to mammals and guides to fauna and rocks and everything like that here. So I'm always learning and always trying to figure things out. It's the fun thing about life.
And I see the forensic witness interviewing and Bigfoot research is also available in a hard copy or hardcover as well as paperback.
Soft cover is $14.99. Hardcover is $19.99.
Yeah, I'll pay a little extra. Get the hardcover.
Yeah, I try to keep it. I try to keep it economical. I mean, it's based on the printing costs, and the reason why that you know a Bigfoot a scientific examination is, you know, $30, $29.99. It's because it's a 400-page book. So
well, you know, with me,
printing costs are a little bit more.
I don't mind paperbacks, but I prefer the hardcovers because with my paperbacks, they tend to get kind of beat up. And, you know, after, you know, when you're reading them and going through it back, after you place it down, it's like sticking fanned out a little bit. And then you got to put other stuff on top of it because I'm a really...
Like when I converted everything to hardcover, when I converted everything to hardcover, I got my author copies of the hardcovers and I basically gave away the softcover copies that had been sitting in my desk for years.
Right.
So the only two that are not in hardcover are my first two books. And there's a reason why. It's because I didn't know where the hell the manuscripts went for them. And you have to do the upload process with the manuscript. So it you know, they're in softcover, so at least they're still preserved.
Oh, I like this. I like this description on. Let me read this description on Amazon. I like this. It says, every investigation lives or dies on the quality of its interviews. In this powerful and practical guide, Steve Kulls draws on decades of investigative experience to reveal the psychology, structure, and strategy behind effective witness interviews, blending forensic methodology, behavioral analysis, and real-world case application. This book breaks down what separates useful testimony from unreliable narrative. Readers will learn how memory actually works under stress. That's good. I like that. That's the biology part we need to look at. Yeah. And why traditional questioning methods often contaminate statements. Oh, we already discussed that a little bit. Yep. The science behind cognitive interviewing. Cognitive interviewing. How body language is frequently misunderstood. That's another good topic. Techniques to detect distortion without coercion. So that's really informative. It'll help you talk to somebody and explain, or you could learn how they're maybe stretching things a little bit without letting them know that you know the gig's up. That's good.
Well, I framed that question earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier you told me that, earlier you described the feet in great detail.
Yeah.
But you also said the grass was 3 foot tall. Can you tell me how you were able to? Because hold on a second. Let me put a caveat on that.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe he did see a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And his mind filled out what the feet look like. Because what happens is a lot of the time, the mind will fill in what it does not see.
Yeah.
right? Or that's why people will put certain elements of an event in the wrong order because their mind is, and then they talk to other people and things get confused. I mean, okay, you're a Bigfoot witness, you see a Bigfoot. Now you start looking on the web and you start getting contaminated by what you're seeing on the web. I have that going on with the witness, and at a point to where she was so contaminated that I brushed her off. I'm like, because she's already telling me about, well, they can shapeshift and portal. And well, where are you understanding this stuff? Well, it's stuff I've read online. All right, you know what? She has so much cognitive dissonance and contamination that now she is sculpting what she is seeing based upon what she is hearing on the web. Yeah. And that's a huge problem within the Bigfoot community.
Yeah. When you're interviewing, it's just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. We don't want to hear what you think they may be capable of. We just want to hear what you saw. Sure, they may zoom in and out of the world on a daily basis using portals, but did you actually see one? Did you see that happen? No.
Well,
no. Okay.
I'm not going to delve in and make fun of this person, but because I do understand there may be some other stressors going on. I did not get that deep into the interview process with her, simply because you already know, and as a person that the whole idea is to find that legitimate witness and apply this witness interviewing techniques to them to draw out. One of the things I say in the book, and is that, and it's towards the end, so I don't want to ruin the book, but basically, it's a very important point that you're not just interviewing a witness, you're documenting what they're telling you. And I talk a lot about documentation in the book as well as to what you've observed in a neutral way, not even in you don't want to introduce your own biases. And there's a whole section about checking your own biases, right? The whole point is that this record, these notes you're writing as the witness and being able to retell the story, it now becomes part of the historical account of this mystery. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very important.
Yes, I would agree, mate. Yeah.
Joan, get me a Snapple.
That poor guy. We get him every week.
I hope he's doing okay. I haven't heard anything from him.
I don't wish anybody bad health.
No. Just I haven't heard anything from him or about him in a long time.
I will say this: if things get, when everybody's time does come, when his time comes and shit starts getting knocked over in my house, I may regret the Joan get me a Snapple.
Oh no!
I'll send him to Gary.
Oh, let's see here. I'm reading online about your book.
Oh, you're still fascinated by it.
Yeah, direct structured, evidence-based. Okay, good. I'm interested, in the techniques about how to help the memory recall of the witness. That's something that interests me.
Well, it's funny, it comes right out of Psychology 101. Mm-hmm. And it's so, once you learn the minutiae of things, you start to learn how to ask those questions, and that will validate or invalidate their sighting.
Yeah.
That will tell you if they're lying. That will tell you if they have a misidentification. That will tell you if they've actually experienced seeing a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is you don't show that, you don't bias that, you don't even write that in your report. You just write it as it lays out. Opinion, analysis is for after the interview, not during the interview.
Right.
That's the biggest thing when you interview witnesses. I mean, yeah, Proctology 101. What a job that is. You start at the bottom and you stay there. Anyway, but when you talk about an interrogation, when you walk into an interrogation, and I've used the same method for interrogation purposes, right? We're talking about, this is a witness interview, not an interrogation. Interrogation is where you have a suspect. And a lot of times you have that evidence. You have a stack of papers. Here's your evidence. You already know what a lot of the truths are going to be, and you're going to ask them to gauge their honesty. So it's a completely different ball game in that particular thing. But what you want to do is lay out a set of time, and I always talk about timeline. You want to talk about all that stuff, and you want to get the nitty gritty details. But the first thing you always do is let them talk. Let them talk. Don't interrupt. Let them go, and then you start when they're done. That's when you start going.
That would be something I would like you to share with everybody, Steve, is if you want to, and if you don't want to, that's fine, but how do you, what would you recommend about how to go about setting a baseline for an interview? Because regarding you're going to be checking them for little tweaks in their facial expressions and stuff. How would you start out with setting a baseline?
Hi, I'm Steve. It's a beautiful home you have here. What year was it built in? Do you know? When did you move in? Wow, that's a nice car you got there. How's it run?
Yeah.
Right? You just you establish a baseline when you build rapport. It's kind of while you're building rapport, you're watching how they talk about normal under things that they would not be stressed about.
Right.
And then I go into a lot of things that are, and remember, there is one of the comments, one of the bullets on the Amazon says that, that sometimes that people get falsely accused of lying when, they're really not, but their behavior looks like a lie, but it's really not. And it's because of stress, because there's a lot, you understand, if you're lying, that's stressful. If you see a Bigfoot and you're telling somebody that's a complete stranger that you feel is judging you, that's stressful too.
Right.
I'll give you a great example. Roger Patterson, when he was being interviewed by Dr. John Napier.
Yeah.
I don't think I've talked about that, but I did analyze the body language and the way he spoke when he was answering questions with Dr. John Napier.
Right.
And what I see is behavior that can be confused with dishonest behavior or guarding or shielding, but you have to understand the context of it.
Yes.
Dr. John Napier was a big critic of the Patterson-Gimlin film, and yet Roger sat down and did an interview with him.
Yeah.
So, yes, it was an uncomfortable position for him to be in, talking to somebody that he knows is very skeptical of the claim. So it's a very natural thing. And he wasn't acting like there was no indicators of deception, but there was indicators of him being very guarded.
Right.
And that's normal for somebody that's there is a certain type of crime that occurs to a woman a lot of times that we can't mention due to YouTube standards.
Right.
But I have interviewed them.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of guarding.
Right.
Because it's very embarrassing.
Traumatic.
It's very traumatic. It's very...
don't
the
want
whole-
to. That's the thing. I mean, just because you can interpret body language, it's got to be a little bit more to it than that. You know,
right. You have to
you've got to
understand.
be able to interpret when you might be able to you might be getting a false reading. Right. Due to the stress of the situation.
That's why it's so important to ask those memory recall questions.
Right.
And then there is something we do towards the end. I'm not going to give that one away yet.
Yeah.
But there is a process you do towards the end. And if their story is the truth, you might find a little minor variation, but you shouldn't find any major variation.
Right.
And there's a little trick that we'll be showing everybody to do. And the way you start, and it's very easy, the way you started off, and I don't want to get too much into the classroom, but
right.
The way you generally start off, this may sound weird. I'm going to ask you to do this. And then you sit and listen. And then you just compare your notes to the new notes. And again, by that time you have gotten a written account, usually, or somebody emails you and said, hey, I saw XYZ. All right, can you fill out this witness form? Okay, they fill out the witness form. All right, now you talk to them on the phone, you get a brief account over the phone. Then you meet them in person. Now you're doing the witness interview and you record it. And when you do that, now you have their witness account on paper and you have this new recording. And, if you want to, you may ask them, can I record this interview on the TV, on the telephone as well? Just a brief. I record my phone calls just for so recollection doesn't get, it's very important too to people say, hey, I'm going to record this call because I don't want anything to be misconstrued.
Yeah.
I want the evidence to be the evidence and not be misconstrued.
Right.
And generally allow. So if you do that, then you have 3 different variables of the report. Then when you go to actually interview them, that's when you're going to start picking it apart. Like I say, the report, you get the paper one. Okay, now you make a phone contact. You get a very summary detail of everything. Well, tell me what happened. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Can we meet? I would like to do a formal interview with you. Can we meet? Yep. We sit down, and that's when you put the tape recorder out or the digital recorder or whatever, and you start doing the interview. And I line it up very nicely on what to say, how to say. There are appendices in this book that will give you a sample interview of the right way and the wrong way to do interviews.
Yeah.
How to set your interview up, how to set the stage, and how to close it out, and what to do afterwards. So, it lies it out all right there for you.
Very cool. I can't wait. Yeah, are you going to have a link at the bottom of the...
I do not have that link yet because they just got released today.
Okay.
But if you go to Squatchdetective.com,
yeah,
again, that book will show up in that link.
Okay. Well, then that's what I'll do.
Because that is a search of my name and my bookshelf.
Yes. If you order one, please go to Squatchdetective.com and click the link there, because that is a, what do they call it? Affiliate link. And that will help Steve get a little, maybe a few cents per sale because of the affiliate. Doesn't cost you anything more.
Jason, we appreciate that so much. We're
Yes.
glad you enjoy that so much.
Glad to have you here. Tickled to death.
I tell you what,
Thanks, Jason.
I am blessed that I was able to take my particular skill set and apply it to a subject that I love so much.
Right.
I love the Bigfoot mystery. It's something tangible, Hey, I've been a ghost hunter. I've been, and to some extent, I still can be. People call me all the time, say, hey, what do you think? But I don't really go out and do that anymore. I was a UFO investigator. That was when I started. When I was in my early 20s, I was a UFO investigator for APRO, the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, which eventually shut down after, when the founder died. And it's boring. It's okay. I saw this light in the sky. Oh, that's okay. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
All you're doing is documenting. Okay, I can make a phone call. Hey, was there any strange reports on radar that night? You know, it's just, you know, there's nothing tangible to it. But, you know, occasionally there is. You know, you're like, oh, there's a big depression in the field. You know, I haven't run into that. That happens.
Well, I am glad you have kind of shifted your investigation skills over to the Bigfoot phenomenon, because that really helps out a lot. And we have some tracks cast because of it that's added, and a few other things.
And it was kind of funny because I didn't really, it wasn't for about 4 or 5 years until I realized I should be putting some, I have this investigative skill set. Yeah, lots of evidence, all very, but it was the whole, as I got better as being an interrogator and an interviewer, in my profession, I started to think, hey, this actually has some real world, this application to the Bigfoot mystery and to any mystery really, as it stands. But, somebody was to say, hey, how would you apply this to the paranormal world? Can you give me a few days to formulate that? Because I work solely on, the Bigfoot topic, that a lot of my recall questions are based upon, the Bigfoot mystery, which strangely is probably the very close to the same way you would investigate a witness to a crime. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. A lot of it will cross over. You're doing a forensic interview, right?
Right.
Whether it's Bigfoot or crime or UFO or ghosts or whatever.
Yeah. The big takeaway is that unless you're interviewing a known hoaxer, you're interviewing a witness. The tone of the interview is completely different than an interrogation. It's completely different when you do an interview. When I go in to talk to somebody that has stolen a few $1,000s for a company, or maybe lying on their insurance claim, then I'm acting as kind of an interrogator.
Yeah.
But even not so much in the insurance side. The insurance side of the thing, too, I'll treat them like a witness. And because you're a neutral party and you're documenting things neutrally, those, basically, if you document it properly, when you read the report, you're going to see that I pass no judgment. None of my judgments are on the page, but you can see where all the foul-ups are.
Yeah.
And that's the way of effective witness interviewing. One of the things when I got the FOIA request for 50 large, I got the statement from the captain to the chief about when he talked to Biscardi about the suit being on the eBay sale. And it says, at the time, Mr. Biscardi claimed that he did not know that the suit was up for sale, but then later said it was up to $230,000, indicating he had active knowledge of the sale.
Yeah.
Not once in it did he say he lied or tried to, but he slipped up, right? So you read that report, and once they submitted that report to the district attorney, the criminal case or the criminal investigation of Dyer and Witten ended.
Yeah. Well, those insurance investigators and the adjusters that came up, I had some experience with one of those here. We had that tornado damage on the house, around front and around back. And a lot of my aluminum siding was dented all to heck, on the back of the house.
Man, good old hail.
And no, we didn't get hail that it didn't. It was limbs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had broken trees. Right. We had broken trees and limbs, and there was maybe 2 trailer loads of limbs that I removed from the back of my home.
At least you didn't have a cow hit your side of your head.
And he was asking me, he said, how did that siding get dented? I said, well, I don't know. I said, I removed about, 2 or 3 trailer loads of limbs that came from these trees back here. You see the ones we've cut up? I said, I figured that had something to do with it, but I didn't actually physically see, I wasn't out here watching as the limbs were damaging the home, No, I was inside, saying, well, gosh, I hope this doesn't really blow us away.
Right. Sure.
But like that little question, how did this happen? Well, I don't know. I think it had something to do with all the limbs that we pulled out for the house, maybe.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been a stretch for you to say, well, we pulled a bunch of limbs away from the house there. That's right.
That's probably what he was trying to prove. Is that, well, he damaged us himself. No.
No. You know what? Here's the problem. Right. And had I gone on the scene, would I have asked a similar question? Absolutely. You know why? Do you know why? Because you remove the evidence from the scene. If you had left those limbs there,
yeah.
Well, how did this happen? He's just trying to reaffirm that this occurred from this claim,
right?
Not from not from a prior.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, it was like a month later too, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but I did take photos and video of it, but prior to removing the stuff.
Did you show him those?
No.
Well, you should have showed him those.
Yeah.
Stay here. And then when, okay, because you know what? A good investigator would say, do you have any photos of any of the way the house was after the storm?
Yeah.
Right? I would have, as an investigator, I would have said, can you forward those to me? I want to put them as part of the case file.
Yeah, I did send them to the insurance company.
Okay.
And they should have shared them with the investigator before he came out here.
They don't always do that. They don't always do that.
But, he's like, how did this happen? I'm like, well, I don't know. It probably had something to do with, the 2 or 3 trailer loads of limbs we removed from the back of the house.
Out of experience, let me explain how this how insurance happens. You make a claim. That person who takes the report hands it off to a case manager, who in turn hands it off to another company's investigation manager, who in turn hands that off to another. So it's already passed hands 3 or 4 times before it gets to the investigator's hands. Yeah. Right? So don't always ever assume that, investigators are, especially if they're they're third party. They're neutral to it. That's the important thing to it.
But that was the thing, it kind of like, it kind of miffed me off a little bit. Like he was suggesting that I did something like Grant said, used a golf ball and a sock to damage my home.
Did he actually say that?
No.
So, again, he doesn't have the pictures.
Right, yeah.
I would have asked the same thing. How did all that, okay, how did this happen? I just want to know. Oh, okay, you had stuff, okay. I mean, did you get reimbursed for it?
Partly, yeah. Yeah, we had quite a bit of damage, but they only gave us like a little bit of money. Not much.
Oh, adjusters are dicks, but.
Yeah, well, we canceled that policy. Screw them. But that's the way it goes, I think it's almost cheaper not to have home insurance and just save that money. And if your home burns down, you rebuild it with what you saved from not paying the insurance.
You rebuild it via GoFundMe.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, insurance, home insurance, I know this is not Bigfoot, but home insurance, went from like $900 a year to like, over $2,000. It's not really worth it. I don't think.
Yeah, until something catastrophic happens.
Right, you're right. Yeah, you got to have something major happen. A tornado blows your house down or it catches on fire. Right.
But you know what? Say a pipe bursts in your house. Yeah. That can cause a lot of damage. It can wreck electrical wiring. It can wreck flooring. It can wreck walls.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Those chings run up pretty well. But
home repair costs money.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. Tell me about
it. That's just part of it. Yeah, that's rather than rather than telling the landlord, hey, dude, you need to replace the roof on this place. Well, you're your own landlord. You have to take care of that stuff.
So anyway, you know what time it is, Chris?
It has went by quickly, hadn't it? Daggone. Well, it must have been fun. Time flies, especially we had some excitement here. I learned about this forensic witness interviewing book, same as you guys, first time. But thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. And each and every one of you, I want you to know, we know we got the greatest audience we could ever hope to have. And this is only possible because of you. Thank you so much, and join us next time. If it's the first time listening, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, folks, of course, we know we got the greatest audience in the world. We love you, all you guys. Great to see you all. We're a big family here. That's what we are. And, guys, be safe. I know for those who are in the Northeast, it's a bomb cyclone. We're getting probably 3 to 5 tonight. So we've already got a few down. So it's only supposed to kick on for another few hours. So we're good. But anywho, we'll see everybody this Sunday night for the big show, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here at Squatch-D TV. We love you all. Until then, have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Do something fun. Keep on squatching. God bless. And again, we'll see you all.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatch-D TV. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member, and it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatch-D TV. Keep on squatching.